In this tutorial, you'll learn to work with decorator palettes. These palettes will speed up the process of exploring different design ideas. To open the palette, click the Show Hide Palette tool in the corner of the Live View window. The palette expands, and you'll see the palette is divided into groups of 10 individual materials. We'll choose Custom and Brand Materials. From the Warner Wallpaper, we'll go to Royal Textures. We'll scroll down and look for the wall covering, Warner 983457. Drag and drop this material into the palette. Next, we'll go to the Colors tab and we'll select Paint. And from the drop-down, we'll open the Paint Chooser. We'll go to the interior colors and choose white. The last color is honeyed white. Select that and drag and drop that into a space in the palette. Notice that we've placed it at the top space. This is simply to remind us when we start to use it where we dedicated that color to. In this case, that's the ceiling. Now we'll go to our Punch Bonus Materials Carpet Library, Long Plush, Light Topaz, and drag and drop that into a space in the palette. And again, from the bonus materials, go to Wood and find Wood 16 and drop that into a palette space. And now to use our palette. Drag the wallpaper material from the palette into the room. It's very important to use the palette that you take those materials from the palette space rather than from the actual library. And now we'll drag and drop the wood onto the trim. The palette actually stores the intelligence of which palette space has applied materials to what surfaces in the drawing. Now we'll rename the default palette. Click the drop-down, choose Organize Palettes, click the Rename Palette button, type in Living Room 1 and click OK. Now from the drop-down, choose Save Palette As, and we'll call this Living Room 2. This creates a second palette with the same intelligence tied to those spaces. Now from the Cares library, choose Castle Cottage Collection, find Oak, Cognac, and drag and drop that over the carpet in the palette, and you'll see it changes the room. Go to the Paint Chooser, go to our Yellow library, find Harmonic Tan and click OK. Drag and drop this over the wallpaper. Notice it changed all of the surfaces that palette space had applied materials to. Remember, it's the space in the palette that's tied to those surfaces, not the material itself. You can experiment with your designs now by going to the drop-down and switching between palettes. Living Room 1, Living Room 2. Adding paint, you can also just scroll through the paint colors and find the desired color and drag and drop that color in as well. If you forget which color was applied or material, use the eyedropper, click on the surface, and it will find the material for you.